Hello friends, welcome to my channel. In our previous video, we spoke about Python data types. Continuing on with that session, in this video, let's talk about Python commands. Okay, so when and why and how do we use commands in Python? So first point is generally commands can be used to explain your Python code. Like if you have a line of code or a block of code belonging to a functionality, then you can add a meaningful name to that line or block of code. For example, if you are writing a piece of code for login functionality, then you can add a comment stating for this piece of code is for login page, this piece of code is for basket page. So you can add some meaningful name to the block of code by specifying comments. So by doing that, you make your code more readable as well. Okay. So that's what second point explains. And third point is comments can be used to prevent execution when testing the code. So it not only helps you with providing meaningful information to the block of code, but also if you want to skip some part of your code during execution, even in that situation, you can use these comments. Okay, as I highlighted here in bold, generally comments start with hash. So whenever comment starts with a hash symbol, um, Python interpreter ignores that line and consider it as a comment. Okay, so let's start looking at the different ways of creating a comment. In the first example, I have comment one. So it explains what my block of code or piece of code will do. So that's one way of creating a comment. Second way is you can add the comment against the line of code. Here in the second one, so it will print this statement print Python, but it will ignore the comment one. So anything which starts after hash will be ignored. And in the third example, uh, you can see it also ignores the actual Python code itself. So print Java is a actual code, so that if you want to ignore a code as part of your execution, even in that situation, you can use comments. Okay, let's try this in our IDE. Okay, so I'm going to paste this in our IDE and run it. So if I run this, it will just print Python for me. Okay, so this comment section will be completely ignored. It will not be executed. In our second comment, in our second example, again if I run this, it's again similar to our previous example. So it will print Python and it will ignore the statement which start after hash. This is the second example, and third example is again similar to the previous one, where it will ignore the lines of code as well. So here print Java is a piece of code, but it will ignore this Java print statement, and it will just print Python. So if you want to skip a line of code, even in that situation, you can use hash. Okay, hash as part of your comment section. So next, another example is like let's try to understand how to add multi-line comments. So whenever we have um, um, comments in multiple lines, in that situation, we use triple quotes, like three times double quotes. If you see, I'm highlighting this part here. If you add this particular syntax, and if you can add any number of line comments, any number of lines within this piece of code, in that situation, then we can add multi-line comments. Let me paste this. So if you see, we added double quotes at the start and at the end, and I am adding multiple lines as well. Here nothing will get printed. Now if I add a print statement after that, it will print Python. Okay, so this is another way of adding multi-line comments. And so whatever you write within these double quotes will be taken as comments only. So this is another way of writing this is another way of creating multi-line comments. Okay, so yes friends, that's all what I wanted to cover as part of this Python comment section. And in case if you have any queries, please post it into the comment section. I will try to answer it as soon as possible. Thank you.